Hey everyone, welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, and today we are going to be doing the Day 3 investigation. Last time we did the trial ladder, and turns out Lana had been forging evidence to try to get a guilty verdict in the, I think it was the SL9 case it was. So we learned about that. We learned quite a bit more about the SL9 case. And then also Emma ended up running off, our little scientific helper. So something is up with her. But we have another day of investigation to do now. So we get a little bit more time to try to find some more stuff. So, February 24th at 3:12 p.m., Wright & Co. Law Offices. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. Yep, that's her talking about the forging of evidence. We did what we had to in order to get him to the verdict he deserved. I didn't know. I never knew the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Darkey killings. It sounds like everyone's heard of these killings but me. I've never heard of them, except for last time. Lana wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What exactly happened to you? It's all here in the files. Joe Dark, last victim, was prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma? On the night that Neil Marshall died, Joe Dark tried to kill me. Oh. When were you going to tell me this? I guess right now. He tried to kill you? What? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So that means you. Yes. I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial. Didn't see that one coming. Yep, you're exactly right, Phoenix. Okay, time to talk to her. SL9 incident. Happened 2 years ago. It was right about the time of this time of year too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day. Unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. Planned to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Dark. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Joe Dark tried to take me hostage. But before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck and the lights went out suddenly. A bolt of lightning flashed outside the window. What I saw then was burned into my permanent picture in my mind. Okay, tell me about the permanent picture. What did you see? Dark knocked Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Okay, so you didn't actually see him get stabbed. I mean, he did die, but I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently, I passed out. And where did Joe Dark go? Did he just leave you? When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma, you've been through so much. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that incident. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago, you must have been only 14. That's understandable. Yeah, if you were about to be murdered and passed out, and then they tried to get you to testify against a guy, that would be kind of traumatic. I can understand that. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. Good on you. I wanted to be able to fight crime with my testimonies and find evidence to make an airtight case. That way Lana would never have to forge any. Okay, after the incident, what happened after? I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall. So you weren't able to testify. No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That's why Lana said she made up the crime. Bogus evidence? Okay, prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so bad. Lana forged evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. Are you sure about that? Edgeworth has been known to use forged evidence. He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean, it's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened. Edgeworth really is involved in this case, yes. After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold like she is today. She must not have been able to face up to what she did. Something puzzling. What? There's something that's puzzling me, Emma. Yes, what is it? You said you were in Lana's office at that night. That is correct. Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor. We can't actually ask Neil because he's dead. And Joe Dark... I can't remember if Joe Dark's dead or not. Or he's in prison. He had been taken in for questioning that day. You mean by the police? This happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective offices and the questioning rooms are right across from the elevator. But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she correct? So it's not across from the elevator. No, silly, didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, she was the best in the entire force, the best detective. What? She was a detective. Okay. After the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Okay, so we have to talk to her about being a detective now. Okay. So let's go move, and we'll go to the detention center and talk to her. Lana? Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence? I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul. Why should we? But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risks. Believe me, I knew he was the person. Emma told me about you. About how you were a detective 2 years ago. And how the SL9 case was the reason you were transferred to the prosecutor's office. Could you fill me in on the details? I suppose you have a right to know. Okay, talk to me. Today's trial. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today, not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another 2 years ago. Evidence from the case was stolen, blah blah blah. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. That she didn't. It couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15 there was no murder at the police department. Tell me the truth, Lana, what the witness Miss Starr said. About you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife. Why don't you tell us? Exactly, okay? If she tells us that she did not stab him, which, don't get me wrong, we might not believe her, but we would have something. Emma, this doesn't involve just me. Okay, so Detective Lana Skye. I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing. Her and Gaunt, okay. They still talk about the cases she and Gaunt cracked together. He was a deputy chief of police back then. They're the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports were even filed. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned to become a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes. Gaunt's help on the SL9 case was crucial to this resolution. After that, he became chief of police. Okay, dark investigation. This is where the good juicy bits probably are. 2 years ago, I was the second in command at the detectives investigating Dark. So the lead was Damon Gaunt, yes. So they shared the same office and the same investigations. We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Hey, I recognize these people here. It's Goodman, Marshall, Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was a serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That's when his final murder took place. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. The first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Okay, first one to the scene. Tell me. Damon Gaunt and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. Investigation was in that final stages. Dark must have suddenly panicked. So we waited until Gaunt and Marshall let their guards down and then fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Chief Gaunt and myself. And that's where he found me. Found Emma. So you're the first person to run to the scene. It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gaunt and Marshall were questioning Dark. That's an odd way for them to die. So Dark was underneath and Marshall was on top, and the knife is in his back. Huh. Okay. When I returned to my office, I saw the 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. 3 bodies. So one of them is Emma, right? Yeah, so Marshall, the victim, and Emma. The suspect, Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious. To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, just held her. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. Okay. So, where was Gaunt? Okay. Where was Chief Detective Gaunt? If he was in there with Neil Marshall doing the interrogation, why didn't he go after him too? That's a question I have. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident. That's right. Quite a coincidence. I don't buy it. There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident. But that case was solved 2 years ago. Are you sure it was solved? At least one person went to the extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall, yes, his actions came as a surprise too. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely. I guess he wasn't convinced that they're ruling against Joe Dark. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case might just not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Damon Gaunt and I shared. The office that now Mr. Gaunt occupies by himself. The chief's office. Do you think he's going to let us look at the chief's office? I don't know. I guess we can try. Okay, so let's go to Criminal Affairs Department. I don't see Detective Gumshoe anywhere. Kind of quiet around here today. You're correct. Gumshoe usually does liven up the place. Why don't we look for some other people to talk to? I have not talked to anyone else around here. Well, I guess I kind of have talked to him. He's staring at his screen hard. It might shatter. What dark case may have been fabricated? That's what I thought all along. Just never bothered to tell anyone. Okay, what about this guy? Must be one of the detectives. He's mumbling something to himself. That's it, the villain used a time machine. What? Very clever indeed. That would explain the alibi. The future might not be so far away after all. Oh, he's writing a novel? Okay, that makes sense then. Well, I don't see anything else here. So I guess we can go to police department entrance. Hey, it's Marshall. Okay. Howdy, Bambina. Oh, Mr. Marshall. I never thought things would turn out this way when I woke up this morning. Que Sarah, Sarah. You never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambina? I should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy? Say, where are you heading? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't get in the evidence room today, partner. But Marshall, why did you do it? Why do prosecutors head west? If ever there was a case I needed to know the truth about, it was this one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, could you mind telling us what exactly happened? Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. Maybe. Maybe I can talk to Star to get you one. Dark trial. Something fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence found. The murder weapon, kinda? Yeah. You mean the switchblade knife with a broken tip? That was Joe Dark's alright. But in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised. The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound the victim sustained. So it might have been a different knife. What does that mean? There's a good chance the knife was not the murder weapon. That case left behind scars on all of us. Okay, Prosecutor Marshall. I got the looks, but he's got the brains. He was the one of the best prosecutors all around. I had just been a detective when he went down. It was our first case together. Aww, first case with your brother and then he dies? How old was he, your brother? 27. Awarded the highest honor of the very day. Yep, king of prosecutors. The same one that Edgeworth has. Mr. Marshall must have really been close to his brother. Okay, the day the SL9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as... That's right. The evidence transferal. It was drizzling morning. By nightfall, there was thunder. I can't believe 2 years have gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence. The case wouldn't die. Okay, scars. Tell me about the scars that you all have. There's something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved, save one, was taken care of. Miss Starr was fired. I was demoted, boxed away in the tiny room. But what about Detective Goodman? He was the only one that actually got, like, stayed a detective. I think. If they did something to him, too, the commissioners would get suspicious. Who are you talking about? Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Gaunt and Lana Skye. Gaunt and Skye, tell me. Okay, the investigation leads Damon, Gaunt, and Skye. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of that duo. The case was the biggest step in both of their careers. After the case ended, Lana transferred to prosecutor's office. Damon Gaunt, the new chief of police. She's never been the same since. Everyone who knew her said so. She was totally different when she was a detective. What happened to my sister? Oh my gosh. Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Well, we probably have to learn from her. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. I have no enemies. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict, but someone else was the one who gave him the evidence and planned everything. That someone was Damon Gaunt. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I wouldn't even be a patrolman after today. Quit drinking so much, jeez! Too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Aww. Adios, Bambina. Well, maybe we can look at this now. He was kind of a part, like the handprint. Speaking of dancing, the whole police department's dancing. Can I take out his batteries? No, he's so cute though. Let me see. Can... Ah. Spray. Is there nothing on him? Really? That's sad. I was hoping there was going to be something in him. Okay. So, I guess underground parking lot. I'm guessing Star is probably down here. No one's here today, not even Star. Everyone's probably busy looking for what exactly went down in the evidence room. No one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15, but they were before. That's what we're trying to figure out. Thought we were finally making headway in our case, but instead it looks like we just ended up making Lana look more guilty. Okay, so we can slide over. They laid out outline of victim. Yeah, we've already looked all here. I don't think there's anything that we could really use. Oh, High Prosecutor's Office. We can go here too. Mr. Edgeworth isn't here. Maybe he's being questioned. Wait, I should have used the fingerprint thing. That's what I should have used on the badger. Okay, we'll go back later. Hey, blood. Hey! Enter. Looks like some blood drip down here. It's guessing for a nosebleed. Mr. Edgeworth slapped someone for their incompetence? Oh, I don't think Edgeworth would do that. Okay, well. I don't see anything else. Let's go back to police department entrance, and let's see if we can use the fingerprint stuff on that. Because there is a handprint on it. Back. How do I use it? Maybe I can't. I was hoping I could do a fingerprint thing on that. There it has the spray option, but it doesn't have that for the fingerprint set. Hey! Something new. Must be everyone's busy solving crimes. If you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference room. Oh! Okay. Thanks. The chief is actually pretty helpful. With Chief Prosecutor saying what she did and the decision what to do about Mr. Edgeworth, not to mention our statement to the media in tomorrow's trial, there are more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. Are you sure about that? Festive. We'd like to have a look around the Chief Gaunt's office. Just use the connecting hallway. He's just allowing us to go over there? Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything. Hey, you're right. You can't go in there. It's off limits. But he told us where it was. Well, what are we waiting for? He's not going to stop us. Chief's office. He has an organ in here? A pipe organ? He's evil. He's evil. Who has an organ in their office? Where am I? In the chief's office, silly? At least that's what it said on the door. Check out the pipe organ. I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. Who takes organ lessons in kindergarten? They used to call me Little Miss Bach. I thought I was a genius. They might be able to hear you. I never could remember where the C was. Oh! You summoned him. Oh, it's you two. Chief Gaunt. I put the paper he was reading in his desk. Oh, so righto. Have you been swimming lately? No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy with the trial and everything. I can appreciate that. I've had my hands full, too, with the Mr. Marshall's misconduct. And Lana's provocative statement. Oh, you mean forging evidence? Yeah. 2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there? That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me. We took it to commemorate our work together. Can't seem to put my finger on it. There's something wrong with it. Is it the suit of armor? Is it the gold suit of armor next to Lana? Is it the knife that looks like she's holding? I can't tell. Yeah, look what she's... What is that? Oh, wait. The suit of armor has that thing. Anyways, I'd like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm going to lock up here, so let's get out of here. But this office, it was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it? That case has long since been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore. All the same, we'd like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend. We're going to have to break in. Looks like we aren't welcome. Seems that case isn't over at all. What do you mean? Chief Gaunt denied our request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us in there. Like a clue? There's got to be a way we can get inside the chief's office. Gumshoe! Hey, aren't you supposed to be in the meeting? I'm taking a breather. My feet hurt. Your feet hurt from a meeting? From sitting too long? Actually, from serving everyone coffee. Oh. Sounds like Jacob Gumshoe's still out of the loop. Have you seen Edgeworth? No? Why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battle between you two in court. That sounds serious. Is it because of what my sister said? That's basically what it all boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood. To be fair, it wasn't his fault. He didn't know it was forged evidence. Okay, Edgeworth's crisis. Why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Exactly. Lana's guilty party here, isn't she? Oh, this is leading back to Lana. Regardless, the prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court. As you know, there's been a lot of rumors going around about Edgeworth. Amazing talent as a prosecutor kept him safe for those who don't like him. But now with this... In our world, only those with talent rise to the top, Mr. Edgeworth. Not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know for making enemies. Hey, Dick, keep up the good work. Yes, sir. Let's get out for lunch again sometime. My treat. Yes, sir. You gotta take me back to that joint sometimes, okay? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Seems you don't have any problem with enemies. Exactly, you have friends. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyways, I'm a bit worried about him. I'm afraid Edgeworth just might crack. SL9, tell me. Actually, I took a look at the files earlier while the coffee was brewing. Did you find anything? The only evidence left by Dark during his final attack when he killed Prosecutor Marshall. Me. It seems Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was the girl. Okay. That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all. The knife, right? The murder weapon. It's all written here. Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. That's fair. That's fair. We could show him that. Let's present. Not that one. That one. Hey, is that... Is a tag attached SL9 incident on it. I believe that would be the broken murder weapon you have. Speaking of. What are you doing with it? I was wondering when someone was going to ask why we had the evidence. Ever since the case has been closed, the knife's been locked away in a locker. On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker. It was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler. That's it. Now I remember. When you showed me the knife, it all came back to me. Okay, so he should have something else to talk about too. Okay, so let's do the Dark's crimes first. Joe Dark was 42 at the time. Okay. A businessman, you say. One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car. It was an accident? Yes, but it transformed into an animal. An animal? It transformed him. He killed a man that witnessed the accident. Then he killed... Oh. A kid walked by then. He killed him too. A jogger came upon the scene and he was killed as well. Finally turned himself in. So, he accidentally hit a guy. Killed the guy that saw him hit the guy. Then someone else saw him kill the guy that saw him kill the guy. And it just went down the line. Just spiraling out of control. And it seems he was a pretty careless animal. Wasn't a single shred of evidence. So he turned himself in. But in the middle of questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim. Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily Dark was arrested on the spot. It's a good thing the last witness wasn't killed. Emma, yeah. Okay, murder weapon. Tell me now. This is a knife. It was Joe Dark's knife. We traced it back to the store he bought it from, plus it had his fingerprints on it too. But no one actually witnessed him using the murder weapon. Except Emma. That's where his luck ran out. You'll see it's broken. You don't have to take a good look to notice that. Thank you. Hey, well, anyways, guess where the broken tip of the knife was found? Where was it? Neil Marshall. It was found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Dark's knife? You bet. Down to the last fiber. That's good. Okay. Not for Dark, but... Okay, we got the Neil's autopsy report. We got the switch knife updated. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Gon. If it's not money, but it does concern Chief, his office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. Chief out now, and his office is locked. But we'd like to have a look around. Any detective with ID card can unlock it. Goodman's card. What, really? But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with breach of trust. Breach of trust? Simply put, I'd be canned. Okay, so we can't make him do it. Sorry, pal. Don't plan on getting fired because of you. How about this card, Detective Goodman's? That won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died. Oh. I was hoping that'd work. In other words, Gumshoe is the only chance of getting in the office. What could we show him to change his mind? Okay, I don't think we have anything here that could help us with that. So let's just... We've talked to him all we could. Let's go move around. Ooh, hey, more. I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet. There he is! Looks like he's riding something. What do you think he's riding? What are you doing here? You're sure quick to throw that paper on the floor. I saw it on the floor! We're going to pick that up, aren't we? Tough day at court, huh? I have had to live the past 2 years with rumors flying around. What's another allegation to me? Come on. Cheer up, Edgeworth. I'm rooting for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings. Aww. So what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. Forged evidence. Tell me about it. No excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. But you didn't know, did you? Police department and prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. Police department's error is my error. My responsibility as a prosecutor in charge. Mr. Edgeworth, I take pride in my work, so tell me why. Why has it all come to this? Okay, tomorrow's trial. Are you up for the trial tomorrow? First, last year's trial, and now this one. It seems all you do is worry about me. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves. But we're friends, Edgeworth. We're friends, okay? Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial. Tomorrow is the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet that's why my superiors are banking on. I never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this. List of evidence? It seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. Only half as long, most lists? After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became the prosecutor for that case. May not be part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Use evidence I was given to prove suspect guilty. We saw a picture taken around that time. Oh, hey, we can show him that picture, can't we? Could you tell us again about what happened that day? The day Detective Goodman was murdered. You were participating in a ceremony? Yes, you were awarded that there. Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. I finished up at the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department. Yeah, just odds and ends things. Didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is until I was asked to take something back. This! Oh, the screwdriver. Okay. Oh yeah, Chief Gaunt asked you to hold on to that, didn't he? Piece of evidence in the case that was closed half a year ago. I asked him to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. Okay. So, what if we try... First, try presenting this. Wait, no. We'll try the screwdriver first, see if there's anything with that. Come now, right? Okay. This isn't related to the case, remember? Chief Gaunt gave this to you that day, didn't he? He asked you to bring it here to the police department. Chief is a very competent man, but sometimes he does things that don't make sense. Okay, then, this is the one I really wanted to show him, the Gaunt team picture. It was hanging on the wall. Something I noticed. The sword, okay? There's a sword on this shield here. The trophy. And it's missing a tip. It's missing the tip. So what if that could come off and they stabbed him with that? Prosecutor Near Marshall had just started making a name for himself. Looks like he has taken him to receive the King of Prosecutors trophy. That's something that bothers me. Yes, the trophy Miss Marshall has is a little different. You're right. I remember now. That was what the official trophy looked like until 2 years ago. There's a story behind its design. Simple, really? Contradiction. That's what the award's based on. Contradiction. Can you talk to us some more about that? There you go. So the award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with 2 characters. First meaning halberd, the second meaning sword, shield. Everyone knows that. Why don't you tell me for Emma's sake? Yeah, everyone knows it. Come on. Very well. Oh, wait. Wait. Why is the music playing? Long ago in a kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day he presented the king with 2 items. First, a halberd that claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second, a shield he claimed would withstand any weapon. Oh! The immovable object and the unstoppable object. Okay. Wait a minute. That is a contradiction. Those claims contradict each other. Very perceptive, but then again, you've heard the story before, right? Anyways, when the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless, and thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born. I see. So, the chipped shield and the broken knife symbolize... Precisely. They symbolize the merchant's items. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words. Even if it resulted in something as ugly as this. Okay, well, that's interesting. If that's so, then why were you only given a shield? You'll have to ask Chief Gaunt. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the award abolished. Okay, that's suspicious. Oh, wait. Paper. Come on, Mr. Wright. Let's take a look. Are you crazy? Edgeworth's still sitting right there. Distract him. I'll check it out. Good, okay. Hey, Edgeworth. Hey, Edgeworth. Hey, look at me. Come on. Is that Detective Gumshoe out the window there? Oh, no. He's falling to the ground. Why would you say that? Hold on. First, let me see what the girl's doing crawling around my feet. He didn't even look. What? A letter of resignation? If you're having trouble reading it, I'll read it to you. It says letter of resignation. You don't mean Edgeworth. I'm tired, right? I'm tired. I'm burnt out. I feel as if something inside me has died. But Edgeworth, none of it is your fault. I know the path I've walked. You don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked hasn't been a just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. No one else should forgive me either. Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something. Oh, hey, we got it. He's serious. Okay. Can I look at that again? Okay, I don't see anything else. So, we got that. I don't think we can really give anything else to him. Oh, there's something else here. Excuse me. Star, it's you again. Would either of you care for a quarter pound of roast beef? Is it free? I'll take free roast beef. Miss Star. You certainly are curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. Who starts a sentence with that? Still, I never thought you'd be go digging up a case from 2 years ago. Everyone in the trial was involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred the very day the evidence from the case was due for transferal. Aren't you forgetting something? You know the little scene I happened to witness? No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savored when eaten. Oh, I agree. It all dates back to 2 years ago. Talk to me. Tell me about the Dark investigation. That's a name I'm not soon to forget. We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall, though, he must have been going through hell. They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Her, Lana Skye, my sister. The best of the best were part of the SL9 case. Of course, they were led by the legendary duo. Lana and Gaunt. Damon Gaunt. Okay, after case closed. That legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were so shocked at how it turned out. Don't get me wrong, Joe Dark got what he deserved. Still, it's obvious the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear, while other items were kept secret. But you don't have proof anything illegal was done. I'm proof enough of that happening. After that case, all of us, save Goodman, were relieved of our duties, most without even much as an explanation. Then Lana was transferred, and yes, always wanted to be prosecutor. Nothing quite as simple as it appears. Lana was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter. She was being used by Gaunt, I'm guessing. Legendary duo. Gauntlet investigation. Lana second command. Yes. Damon Gaunt's magnetism is particularly the most unreal. His magnetism. Ability to attract evidence. He'd produce the most incredible evidence in the case he handled. There were rumors of him back then of forging evidence, maybe? No one dared confront him, though. Everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her. Oh, yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked and always watched out for other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. Miss Starr? That's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that? Okay, being used. This is the one I'm interested in. Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she? Yes, thanks to Chief Gaunt's powerful influence. That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control, and no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office. What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred? If he could control the chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal. But how would he control Lana? Ever since the case ended, she's never been the same. Only logical conclusion is there had to have been a reason for her to change. Thank you, Miss Starr. It takes more than just ingredients to create a fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been. Okay, well thank you. So that's given us more to think about now. Okay, let's... I guess we can go back to police department. Maybe showing Gumshoe the letter of resignation. Maybe that'll make him help us out. Oh, you're back. You're still here. Gotta make 150 copies of these files. Brewing coffee, copying files. I'm turning into a regular DJ. DJ? You're a DJ as well? If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Ah, that DJ. Gotta admire your persistence. But my answer's still no. I'm not letting you in the chief's office, period. There's gotta be something we can make him change his mind. Let's try this. What's this crumpled piece of paper? Yeah, that's what it is. No way! Edgeworth can't be serious. Is he ever not serious? Really, he's always serious. Always. I can't believe they pushed him this far. He's cracked. Edgeworth really feels responsible. When I first met him, I thought he was as cold as ice too. But I know the difference now. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence. But we betrayed him. Detective. That's it. I've made up my mind. But, here, take my ID. We can't do that if someone found out. They could let you off the hook with another lost item report. Oh, they wouldn't let you off. Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. I hope Gumshoe doesn't lose his job. He's actually a good guy, now that I've learned more about him. So at the least, let me do this for Edgeworth's sake. Thank you, Detective. Okay. That's what we needed. Chief's office. Here goes, Mr. Wright. It worked? Good. Don't play the organ. Whatever you do, do not play the organ. I want to spray that for blood. If anyone finds now, Detective Gumshoe's a goner. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Fine, what can help? Ah! Wait, why'd he come in here with us? Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. You're learning things all the time, Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe? What are you sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking. I was worried something might go wrong. So I came too. If you're here, then what's the point of giving us your ID card? Gumshoe's ID crushed and rendered unusable in pocket. Oh. Hey, don't do that to my card! Well, you're gonna need a new card, bud. Hardly ever get a chance to come in here. So I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now. You really do want to get fired, don't you? Not if we're lucky. Now, come on. Let's see what we can find. Oh, okay. We'll talk to him first, and we'll look around. Desk on the other side of the room. Was that your sister's? Yeah, that's where I was waiting for Lana. On that day 2 years ago. No one's using it now. That's entirely Chief Gaunt's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. That's a strange reason to leave it there. Yeah, it's true. That's true. He leaves it as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us so himself at our New Year's party. Of course, he's pretty intoxicated at the time. So ever since Lana left, no one's ever touched that desk. No one except Chief Gaunt, and then the cleaning lady who's in here each morning. There might be a clue left behind, who knows? Okay, Chief Gaunt. Can I ask you something? You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL9 crime scenes. Why do you ask? You don't think... Nah! You wouldn't be, no. No, there's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it. No, I'm worried about it now. Tell me, Gumshoe. Now then, let's look around a bit more. Hold on, not so fast, buddy. When someone tells you don't worry about it, you're supposed to start bothering you, pal. Sure, fine, I'll bother you. You don't just let go. This guy's starting to get on my nerves. So, what's bothering you? You two don't think Chief Gaunt might be a suspect, do you? Gumshoe. That's the first thought you've had that I've actually agreed with. Try not to be mean here, but you might be onto something. Waddy's right, Mr. Wright. What do you think of him? Chief Gaunt. So it's finally come to this. What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings yet. There you go, ignoring me again. I think it could be. Let's examine. No clues here. I want to try to use the spray on that. I feel like a pointy object is blood. Maybe not. No blood. What about this side? Blood? Blood? Blood! A lot of blood. Examine. This area must have been covered in blood. This from the accident. When the prosecutor near Marshall was murdered. 2 years have passed. The reaction's kind of dull. Well. Okay, we got that blood stain there. I'm sad that the suit of armor did not have anything on it. This is where Lana and I went to go to the theme park. Okay. Look at this picture. A little closer. After receiving this award, Mr. Marshall took a picture here. Then he went with Chief Gaunt to question Dark. So it happened just right after. Computer. Chief Gaunt must keep it clean in memory of their partnership. Okay, window. Ever since making Detective, I've always dreamed about doing something like that. Oh. Note to self, Detective Gumshoe has a lot of dreams. So long as he doesn't go crashing through that window when he gets fired. Who says something like that, Emma? The organ? Yes. Occasionally we'll hear him playing it from the Criminal Affairs Department. When Detective screws up, the chief calls them to his office and makes them listen to the organ for hours. What's so bad about that? Music soothes the soul. After that, the detective can hear anything for days except for the ringing in his ears. Why aren't the chief's ears affected? He's deaf. You didn't notice? Okay, well, we looked there. Let's look at this side. So, there's a safe. That word is ripe with intrigue. Looks the code needs to be entered into the panel to open it. Don't touch it. 7-digit number? Do we see any of those somewhere? How about we try entering my birth date? Gumshoe, do you think it's really a birth date? No. Sure is, pal. Chief doesn't care for imitations. First the pipe organ, now this. You mean we're paying for this? It is taxpayer money. That's it. I'm not paying 1 cent in my taxes. Emma, don't say that, okay? They'll get you. You don't have any taxes to pay. Be careful what you say. Thank you, Gumshoe. Who knows? The chief may be hiding in this armor as we speak. I don't think he'd fit in there. Even if he did, he'd never be able to get back out. Cut it out, guys. You don't know how scary that guy can be. Okay. Phone. Or desk. Oh! He did put a piece of paper in his desk. Let's look for that. Wonder where he is what he is reading. This looks a lot like a list of evidence. In most cases, the list runs twice as long. SL9 incident? I wonder what kind of evidence is on there. I wonder what. Normally they'd be twice as long. That's right, I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. Half-size list. Yeah, Edgeworth did mention that. I knew it. The chief must be hiding something about that case. It would appear so. Okay, we got the evidence list. Let me look at the evidence list. I'm interested to see what's on it. Hey! Is that the picture that she drew? What's this? Did you find something? Can't make it out? Huh? Why are your eyes moving like that, Mr. Wright? Okay, we got the picture. That's something. Wait. We do have a code, don't we? The IDs. 7 sevens. Maybe. I hope it doesn't mess up anything if we... Why can't we use a fingerprint thing on it? We could just like check for fingerprints and see which one he's pressed. Input number. I have a hunch. Oh, I know. You want to try a birth date? No. No, Gumshoe. He doesn't care about you enough. I'm sorry. Okay. Here goes nothing. It's exactly the right numbers. Right amount. Confirmed. Access granted. It was that easy. Bingo. What number do you enter? Whose birth date was it, pal? I don't think it was anyone's birth date. The final ID card number on that record. Number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day? You mean 777? Yes, that ID number? Yes. I think you're 1-7 shy this time. This can only be one thing. That's Chief Gaunt's ID number. Say, anyone care to look inside? I want to. Give me a look. Is there any money in there? How much does he have to stash it away? It's a... We have a vase like that. A shard from a broken cup. And it looks familiar. And a handprint? A piece of leather cloth. That could be used to open up a locker, I would think. If this is Goodman's handprint. I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. Chief made up a design. I don't think so. Apparently so. It's empty now. A piece of cloth and a broken shard from a cup. But unless you can prove you have something to do with that case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. It's my neck on the line here. Now I have to prove. How are these two items related? Okay, I know one. I know one of them. Present. One of them is this vase here. That is the broken piece from the vase. Could you have another look at this jar? Yeah, you tried to put it together a few days ago. Wasn't there a piece missing? One of those shards had SL9 sticker on it. You mean this one? That was in the safe? You're correct, Gumshoe. Yes, that one. Now that you mention it, that rings a lot of bells. All the bells, every single bell. Let's see if it fits. Assemble. Go ahead, pal. Show us what the rookie can do. It should not be that hard. Yeah, that. Combined. And it's together. That was much easier after we had all of it. There. Fits like a charm. Chief Gaunt willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident. Guys, get a load of this. This piece you just attached, it's different from the others. What do you mean? What does that say? I don't know what that says. There's a reddish line on it. That's blood. Why would Chief Gaunt hide this? Okay, and now we need to... Is this handprint? No. Maybe this. No locker can be opened without fingerprint match. Besides... Wasn't your locker the one with the blood on it? Okay. Maybe this? I'm trying to see how it's connected to that piece of... Why are you looking at me like that? How would that be connected? Because we got the pot, okay. So we assembled that. Fingerprint set. Oh! Maybe we can try... We can figure out whose fingerprints it is. I'd like you to have a look at this. I know what that is. It's used to find fingerprints. What are you looking at? Why are you sticking out your hands? Take my fingerprints. It's not your fingerprints we want. We're talking about the cloth. I knew that. The one with the handprint, right? Let's figure out who it is. Sprinkle the powder. Then once you've absorbed it into the prints, blow. Blow the rest away. Okay. Dust, dust, dust. Blow. We got one. Give it a best shot. That kind of result won't be any good to match prints, will it? But it does look like we'll get a cleaner result from this point. Let's try a different finger. Okay. This one. This one looks good. And blow. Ooh, that one looks good. That looks like a good fingerprint. Okay, let's try to get a full as we can get. There we go. That looks good. So, if we were to look at these... No. 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 Oh, wait. Hey! That looks like Emma! Compare. Oh, yeah, that's it. That's it. Match found. So why would he have a handprint of Emma? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here? So you found a match? Whose fingerprints are they? Well, you might be surprised. It seems the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match. That's too bad. I thought they'd be Joe Dark's prints. Phoenix, are you gonna lie to her? Hey, you, over there. What's going on here? What are the kids' prints doing inside the chief's safe? How did Gumshoe see? Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma now. Here. Maybe you should hold on to this. Thank you. Well, was I any help? Of course you were, Gumshoe. If we would not have been able to get in here, we couldn't have gotten into the safe. Thanks to your ID, we were able to get some hard evidence. Now, that's not very kind, is it? That's Gaunt, isn't it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Isn't that right? You in the coat. Oh, gosh. Chief Gaunt, hey. We didn't think you'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in signs. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out a window and saw a stray dog run right into a pole. Okay? Just then I thought of a certain detective. Do you mean Me, sir? Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry. And you in the coat? Me, sir? Drop off your ID on the way out. Gumshoe! You won't be needing it anymore. But, sir... Did I stutter? Now get out! Oh! Do you see that look he's getting? Yes, sir. We'll be on our way too then. Wait, you the one without the spiky hair. Me, sir? I'd like to have a word with you. But sir, I'm not a licensed investigator. You with the spiky hair, you're free to go. I'm not leaving her in here with you. Mr. Wright? Don't you dare leave her in here with him! Look, pal, I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But now, you just had to go and sneak in there like that, didn't you? You let me have it. I thought you said you didn't care anymore. Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it. Okay. Why has she kept eerily silent about it all this time? Anyway, you listen to me? I'm gonna try to smooth things over with the chief again. Later, pal. After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions, so she'll be busy for the rest of the day. Okay. I see. So the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. It's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow is the final day in the court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. What you've told me over these past couple days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing. You're exactly right. Really, I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. You know, I think I finally figured it out. You just are crazy. No. I know who it is that's been lurking behind your words. Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. It seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth. Once you've convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used. Keeping quiet. I have to admit, I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're willing to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual, like Gaunt. What an intriguing notion. So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No, I think I'm afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence. Okay. Who, may I ask, is the person? The one I'm frightened of. It's Gaunt. Take that! Well, Miss Sky. Mr. Wright, you are addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place. My apologies. Could you please tell me a bit more about what you're thinking? Damon Gaunt. We are partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective. Assuming he is respectable, then telling me something. Why would he try to hide these crimes? His crimes. Both of you at Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Hiding and forging evidence. Why is it, though, that Chief Gaunt's name was never mentioned? Edgeworth didn't know about the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with evidence was me. No, Lana. Also Chief Gaunt. But also Gaunt. If you intend to accuse Chief Gaunt, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof. The vase. He had that in his safe. I just found this in the safe in the chief's office. And this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from SL9. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gaunt himself. Now tell me why you're taking all the blame for him. Touché, Mr. Wright. Touché. It's as you surmised. I can't disobey Chief's orders, even if it means being found guilty for murder. Mr. Wright, you can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate. Perhaps I should say follow orders. Orders? What orders? Well, I'm sure she can't tell me, but I can say that I was given an order that day. I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. Dispose of it, so she didn't kill him. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth. Just as I suspected. You were not the one who murdered Goodman. Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk's lock was broken, and I discovered that the murder weapon was while inspecting the body. Edgeworth's knife, yes. Oh, no! When I found the body, this knife was stuck in it. So it was not Edgeworth's knife, it was this one from the SL9 incident. I couldn't just leave that knife in him, so I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. So you were forging evidence again. That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking as you stabbed him. So he was already dead whenever Star saw you stab him. Okay. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. That's the reason for the bandage? Yes. Seems that I got blood on the victim's shoe as well. And then she saw me just as I plunged a knife in. Why did you have that look on your face when you were doing it? You didn't have to look like a psychopath. Okay, everything's making sense now. Why did you hide the dark knife so badly? It took a lot of work to finally close the dark case. It was over with, didn't want to be opened again. My intent was to prevent that from being possible. So you hid the knife? If word got out, reporters would have had a field day. Wrap the knife in a scarf and hid it in the exhaust pipe, yep. To tell her what happened and ask her to hide the knife that was inside the muffler. You asked Emma. You wanted her to hide evidence? Really? I didn't want anyone in the force to know about this. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day. I received those orders from Chief Gaunt. The first thing I did was make a phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. Why would you call him? Lead investigator for the SL9 case had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden. I needed help. He is the only other person I could trust. At least you thought you should trust him. After I spoke with him, he went off on an escapade of his own. That's when he went to go get the evidence from the room. Not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. Yes, he did. He dressed up as a Goodman. He had already stolen the ID card, but it seemed he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. It's all coming together now. Now we just have to get Gaunt. Okay, we just have to make sure he gets, like, blamed, I guess. Guilty. After my call, any remaining doubt he had disappeared. So your phone call caused the evidence room incident, yes. I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But Lana, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Got to get to the bottom of everything. The real murderer is Damon Gaunt. It's gotta be. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago? To be continued. Ooh, that was a juicy episode. We got so much information. Like, before, we had just been trying to, like, piece together pieces that we're not piecing together. Like, there's a death in the evidence room. There wasn't a death in the evidence room. No, there was, but it was earlier. Then Lana, like, in their in the parking lot with the body, and like nothing was making sense. Two murders in different places, the same person. Now everything's lining up. Now we just have to get the judge to believe us. That's all we gotta do now. Okay, we have to just put it all together. So, anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Next time, we'll continue on with the final day trial, trial former, and that means there's going to be a two-part trial thing. So, it seems like we'll probably have 2 more episodes left of this episode, episode 5. So, 2 more episodes of episode 5. So, anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. So, bye-bye.